Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fane. You're listening to Attacking the Beats on IllMuzik.com. Once again, we got another 5 beats, and actually, there's not too much to say right now, so I'm going to get right to it. But, I always preview the tracks before I review them and stuff. I just check them real quick to make sure the quality is okay or whatever. And there's one track, the last one. I don't know, man. I got to check this out because it doesn't sound right. I don't know. All right, let's check it out anyway. Here's the first beat. It's Huggy HG with Blitz. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Huggy HG with Blitz. All right, so this track, I like the drum pattern, actually. It's at first I was like, okay, what's he doing with the drums here? Because it just kind of sounds like you're just constantly building it up or whatever. I guess because, the multiple kicks and snares and all that stuff. But it does sound really good. I like it. And, you have that, I think it's like a sitar or something like that. Was that a sitar? Sitar sound, whatever. Anyway, but it sounds good. I like it. And then you have the... wasn't it like a guitar part or something you had later on or whatever, but it does sound nice and everything like that. It's a nice track. I like it. I think the only problem with this really is that low end, because it's just very, very loud. And it sounds good, the low end, but it's, like I said, it's just distorted. I can clearly hear the distortion. So that's the main thing you got to fix. I mean, because the rest sounds good. I like it. I like what you do with the track. It's good. Some nice build-ups and all that stuff. I think you just need to fix that low end and all that stuff. And... it's weird because, sometimes you have these tracks where, you have something that sounds good and all that, but then, it just has to be mixed properly, like actually just earlier today I was making this beat and actually I haven't mixed it yet, but I know when I mix it, I got to really cue that shit, because when I was making the beat, I got these 2 tracks. One's like these smooth keys and the other one's got this other higher pitch keys on top of it, but they really don't kind of go together because they're just like they're just too loud, I guess, whatever. So anyway, the bottom line is that in the mix you just gotta make sure that shit's under control, and so clearly it's the low end, it's distorted. So but other than that though, I really like the beat. That's some good stuff. All right, so next up we got Clips with Want Me Back. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Clips with Want Me Back. All right, so this one, I like the beat. It's really dope. Drums are nice. I got no complaints about the drums. It's the samples that I want to talk about because, it's the samples sound great and everything, like the sound of them. It's just I just think they need to be edited a little better. A little bit of the fading in and out of it, or whatever needs to be adjusted. Maybe put some delay on the end parts of some of these samples. Because I can hear, like right at the beginning, before you brought the drums in, I can hear like the little gap there between one sample to the next. So that's okay when you have the drums on top, right? Because the drums are going to mask that. Once you take the drums out, of course, anybody can hear that. So it's not a big deal, but I mean, I notice it. So but then again, you got somebody like DJ Premier who for years has been making beats where he's got these samples where you can hear the clicking in it at the beginning of the sample and all that stuff. So, and it works, I mean, we're talking about, beats that are on well-known tracks and stuff, but that's his style. I don't know, for some reason people are okay with it, whatever, but no, I mean, it's fine what you did and all that stuff, but I would just try to edit them a little better, especially when you bring in, like towards the end when you brought the main sample part back in again, you're playing that, because you're playing it a couple times, right? It's like doon doon doon, so you want to make sure that it's kind of blending in as you hit each note, you know what I mean? So the vocal snippets, they sound good, with the female singer and stuff, so that sounds good. No complaints on that. So it's mainly just the samples, so I would just edit them just a little better, and it'll just make the beat sound a lot smoother with those samples. So alright, so next up we've got Presto with Direct. Let's check it out.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is but a small part of what you will witness tonight. You will attend my performance of Mystery and Magic.
All right. Okay, so that was Presto with Direct. All right, so this beat, I really like that sample. It's nice, it's dark, and it just goes well. It's got a low end on it and stuff, so it just sounds really, really nice. I didn't expect you to put anything on top of that, really. I mean, sometimes I'll say, oh, you need to put this and that on top of a track, but sometimes you just don't. And in this case, you have that little synth, that low end synth part on top of the sample. And you really don't need it because, first of all, I don't even hear it that much, and I don't think it really goes well with that sample. So, honestly, I would do away with that. Later on, about halfway through the beat, when you brought in like the higher note of that synth, yeah, you could do that, but I just didn't hear it a lot. So, I didn't really hear it much. So I think if you're going to use it, bring the volume up, or maybe you can go like higher in the pitch, and make it sound, kind of like that, like that old school West Coast, type of sound or whatever, and have that because, that you'd obviously hear, but you got to bring the volume up still. But mainly it's that sample. The sample is really dope. The drums are great on top of it. And I'm listening to it. I'm thinking this is perfect for an MC. I mean, just leave it as is and just get some vocals on that, man. That shit will be banging. Trust me. So yeah, because that's a nice fucking sample, man. I like that. All right, so next up we got Thurls with Paradigm. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Thurls with Paradigm. Now, this is another track. Nice sample. I like it. You don't really have to do much with the sample. I know you were changing up here and there and stuff, and that's fine. Although, like, I just found as the beat went on, the sample didn't have that much of a punch. I don't know, but I find at the beginning, the sample just sounded really, really good. The drums, though, the drums are nice. It's just that I need to hear them more. They're not loud enough. Okay, so they're just sitting in the mix. They're very, very low. And at first I thought it was the kick that was throwing me off, like the drum pattern or whatever. But then I realized it's not the kick, it's the hi-hat, because there's a couple parts where you have it, I think you double up the hi-hat right before the kick lands. So it sounds like multiple kicks or something. So it kind of just throws the drum pattern off. It just kind of sounds off, you know what I mean? So just fix that with the hats, I mean, yeah, you could change it up, just because like sometimes, a lot of times when I'm doing a beat, I'm just doing the hat, just like just constantly like that, and I'm not really changing it up, you know what I mean? So I'm just like a straight pattern. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. Sometimes if you want to change it up, that's fine, but you just got to be careful and make sure you're not doing something like this where it's making the kick sound like it's doubled or something like that. So yeah, so fix that. Bring the drums up a bit in the mix, and for the sample, you don't have to play with it too much, because really it's like the previous beat. I mean, it's just a nice sample, and you get an MC on top of that shit, and that's gonna be really, really good. Trust me. All right, so next up we got this is the last beat I was talking about at the beginning, man. You know what? I don't even know how to pronounce the name. Sorry, man. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Anyway, the track's called Vice. Let's check it out. All right, all right. So that was the track called Vice. All right, so this is what I was talking about at the beginning. It didn't sound right when I first previewed it and stuff. So now that I listen to it, it's like, you know what? It's actually a really nice beat. It's just that the mix is not good at all. I mean, it's good. It's just that the output of this mix is not good at all because it's very, very low. I had to really crank it up to listen to it, so that gives it all this static I'm listening to, and when you have the string parts, especially the high string, when you go really, really high with it, it gives it that impression. It sounds like static. It really does, like, so that plus the static I'm hearing, so you blend that together. That's why when I first listened to it, I was like, oh, wow, it sounds pretty bad, so fix the mix, man. It's got to be bumped up a lot, and just make it sound a lot cleaner, and so that when you output it, it's a nice mix, so it's not going to sound like a bunch of static, so fix the mix, because it is a nice beat. I like it. The piano, the drums, it's good. The kick's pretty heavy, though. I would scale that back a bit. But it's a nice track. You got some strings there and everything like that. But again, the strings, you can go like, let's say you use, like something like that. You have like the high notes or whatever. Okay, you want to stay in that range, that tone or whatever. You could do that. Just bring the tone down. Yeah, you can stay within that range. Let's say, you're on whatever note, C3 or something like that, whatever. You could just lower it down, just pitch it down. That way you're still in that same tone, but you just pitch down. That's all. It may not give you the exact same sound, obviously, but at least you're not going to have this static type sound because it's so high pitched, the strings, so that's the problem with some strings, right? I mean, sometimes you're making a beat. Yeah, it sounds nice when you go really high up on certain notes, but then again, some people really can't hear that shit or whatever. So, and in your case, it just doesn't sound good when it goes that high, So the main thing is the mix. Fix the mix, and you'll be all good, man. And like I said, the kick, make sure you scale that kick down a bit. But that's a really nice beat, though. I like that. All right, so that's it from me. I'm Mr. Fate. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending the beats in. I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat this week, the winner is, drum roll, please. Presto with Direct. Let's check it out.
Now that, ladies and gentlemen, was but a small part of what you will witness tonight. You will attend my performance of Mystery and Magic.